Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of OGATCHAT. Kind of. I'm your host, Ty. My username in OGAT is Lick the Taint. And let me explain why this is kind of another episode of OGATCHAT. The reason is that this is the start of another new series because I haven't had enough that have failed already. This series is going to be called, as you could guess by the title of the video, OGATCHAT After Dark. Now, what does that mean? OGATCHAT After Dark is not for the faint of heart. It's not for young children either. OGATCHAT After Dark is going to be me reading you smutty audiobooks. Woo! I wanted to do a series where I read a smutty piece of OGAT fan fiction, but nobody would write it for me, and I absolutely refused to write my own fan fiction that I was going to read out loud. That's it's already cringy, but it's way more cringy if I put that much effort into it. So this is going to be me. For this first episode, we are going to be reading a novel from two-time Hugo Award finalist Dr. Chuck Tingle. This book, and you can look at your screen to see the full title, the full art cover as well. Without further ado, I present to you Slammed in the Butt by My Handsome Laundry Detergent Pod by Dr. Chuck Tingle. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's being late. And when you're sitting behind the wheel of a car as fast as this one, you've really got no excuse. I'm flying through the beautiful Arizona desert, the open roads sprawling out before me as far as the eye can see. And yet, I don't have any time to appreciate this gorgeous landscape for myself. Normally, this little stretch of highway would be covered in exotic cars on their way to the big show. And if I would have made this drive a little earlier in the day, then that would have been the case. Unfortunately, I got caught up in Los Angeles and ended up stuck behind a 4-lane pileup, sitting for hours while the police cleared a path. By the time I finally got out of there, I knew that I'd probably not make it to the show before check-in time, but I still have to try. Plenty of people would see me hauling through the desert like this and say that it's not worth it, complain that the danger of my incredible speed is way too high when compared to the brief enjoyment I'll get from showing off my ride to other auto fans. While I completely understand this complaint with the logical side of my brain, the emotional side thinks otherwise. These people have never experienced the thrill of having their hard work and sweat put on display. The hood popped open while men and women stroll by to gaze lovingly inside. The folks who come to these auto shows know their stuff, and while the parts I've chosen may seem average to some random citizen pulled off the street, a real car lover will know just how much care I've put into my selections. I'm not some loser either, which I'd imagine is the first thing one might think when they realize just how much time I put into my car. This isn't an extension of some lacking self-esteem. This is an artistic expression of myself. My car is my canvas, and right now that canvas is pushing 100 miles per hour. Obviously, my ride can go much faster than this if I want it to, but the fact that the auto show has rolled into town for the weekend means that highway patrol is out in full force. Sure, I'd still get a ticket for going 100, but I can only imagine what they'd do to me if I stacked another 80 miles per hour on top of that. Still, the clock is ticking. I push my foot down onto the gas pedal even farther, barely crossing over the threshold into triple digits as I scan the horizon for any sign of life. Eventually, I spot the bright, shiny glint of various parked autos coming into view, cresting over the horizon like the parking lot of my dreams. I slow down a bit and then glance at the dashboard clock, breathing a sigh of relief as I realize that I've made it on time for check-in. Of course, the desert is so vast out here that it takes forever to actually arrive, even though I've already seen my destination. Once I finally get there, I pull my car up to the check-in booth and climb out, strolling confidently over to the car show officials. "Hey," I say, offering my hand for a firm handshake. "I'm Greg Henderson, and I'm just checking my car in for the show. My registration number is 64720. The man standing before me with a clipboard in his hand doesn't meet my gaze as I speak to him, instead staring past me with an expression of confused disappointment. I finally turn around to see what's so interesting, and then swiftly realize that my vehicle is currently far from show condition. "Oh God," I blurt, seeing now that the once beautiful cherry red finish has been covered and caked with mud. The entire thing is splattered from top to bottom thanks to my excessive speeding, with dirt and dust creeping into every nook and cranny of the once beautiful and immaculate vehicle. "Well, I'll check you in because you've got all your paperwork here and you've made the cutoff time," the man with the clipboard announces. "But you're gonna want to get that thing washed off before the show starts in 2 hours. I nod frantically. "Thank you. I'll get this cleaned up right away." The man with the clipboard nods towards a nearby hose. "Pull up over there and give yourself a washdown." Without another word, I climb back into my car and drive it over to the water station. By now, everyone else has spruced up their rides and the section is completely empty. But it quickly becomes apparent that most of the supplies have been thoroughly raided. "Excuse me, where's the soap?" I call out to a woman strolling by. She shrugs and shakes her head, clearly confused by my question. I realize now that I'll have little to work with, but I'm committed to scrubbing as long as it takes. I turn on the faucet and start to spray down my vehicle, but to my horror, the dirt and mud only seems to cake on even more. Instead of running down the side of my car and dripping onto the ground, these minerals swirl together in a mess of brown and tan, only adding to the state of disorder. "Hey!" Someone calls out from behind me, causing me to turn off the faucet and spin around. The man with the clipboard is standing with a look of great concern on his face. He motions for me to approach, and I do as instructed, walking up close as the man lowers his voice. "I'm not supposed to help out anyone here because the show is technically a competition. But you seem like a good guy," he offers. "You're not going to get your car clean here. But if you head up the road into the hills a bit, you'll find a secret car wash. Honestly, it's the best in the state. You've got 2 hours before the show starts, so there's plenty of time." I stare back at the man with the clipboard in complete shock. Blown away by his kindness, "Thank you so much," I gush, then hurry over my car and jump in. I start the thing up and take off where the man had motioned for, a single-lane road that winds up into the nearby hills. It's been 20 minutes or so, and still no sign of this mysterious car wash. I don't want to allow the creeping dread into my mind, but every passing moment I begin to wonder even more if this whole thing has been some kind of elaborate prank, a way to punish the late guy and teach him a lesson about car show etiquette. Suddenly, however, my prayers are answered as my vehicle rounds a sharp corner to reveal a small, inconspicuous car wash. I pull in and slow down to a crawl, scanning the building for any signs of life. I roll down my window. "Hello!" I call out. "Is anyone here? I need an emergency wash." No response. I pull around to the back of the structure and find an entrance for the wash, but it appears that the thing isn't even turned on. Just my luck. "Hey there!" A voice suddenly rings out. From out of nowhere comes a strangely dressed man, wrapped from head to toe in a long, dark coat that can't possibly be comfortable in this desert heat. Atop his head is a wide-brimmed hat that covers most of his face, which is even further obscured by a pair of dark sunglasses. "I heard you know how to get things clean," I tell the strange man. The figure nods. "I sure do. You down at the car show today?" I nod. "Well then," the man continues, "let's get you sparkling, shall we?" The figure saunters over to the side of the car wash structure and flips a few switches, causing the old building to immediately come roaring to life. Suddenly, there are all kinds of mops rolling and suds pumping, churning beautifully together as they beckon my car forward. "Should I just pull in?" I question. The mysterious man nods. "Just drive on through, and then I'll give you a hand wash for details on the other end." "Thank you so much," I gush. "How much do I owe you?" The figure stands in silence for a moment as if mulling something over. Finally, he speaks. "For you, free." "Oh, no," I offer, shaking my head in protest. I can't." "I don't get a lot of visitors," continues the cloaked figure. "It's just nice to have some company." That's even more reason to pay you, I counter. You've got to keep this place open. You're a lifesaver. I take a wad of cash out of my wallet and I thrust it towards the man, who pushes it away. No, thank you. He refuses. I finally give up and offer a final nod of acceptance before slowly pulling up to the edge of the car wash. I carefully drive up onto the conveyor belt, and before I know it, my car is being hosed down by a variety of powerful cleaning chemicals. By the time I roll out of the other side, it's looking absolutely incredible. I pull over and climb out of the car, checking for myself. Wow, you really don't mess around here, I gush. This looks amazing. You ain't seen nothing yet, the mysterious figure tells me. Immediately, the cloaked man kneels down next to the wheels and begins to scrub away at the hubcaps with his hands. I look on in shock as he works, not only impressed with his diligence, but confused by the fact that it appears this man is using no soap other than the chemicals that appear to be emanating from within his hands. Come to think of it, the hands themselves are rather strange, not the shade of any earthly skin tone, but bright white with swirls of red and blue. The figure notices me looking and then suddenly pulls his hands back into his coat, clearly frightened. Oh, no, I blurt. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stare. All finished, the mysterious figure announces, standing up again and stepping back. Obviously, he's not being completely forthcoming at the moment. After all, only one of the 4 hubcaps has been scrubbed down. It's okay, I tell him. Whatever secret you're hiding, I don't care. I can see the man's body language soften a bit, even under all of those layers of clothing. Your passion is incredible, I continue. I can tell that you love to clean, and I admire that. I don't know much about you, but I do know that your talent is very, very impressive. You don't have to hide from me. Slowly, carefully, the mysterious figure begins to slip out of his clothes to reveal his muscular body. I recognize him immediately, a massive, sentient pot of laundry detergent in swirling primary colors of blue and red. That must feel a lot better than wearing a huge coat in the hot sun. I laugh. The living laundry pod shakes his head from side to side, chuckling along with me. You have no idea. What are you hiding from? I continue. You're an incredible cleaner. You should be working at some big city car wash, not out here in the middle of nowhere. Hell, why stop at cars? You were made for laundry. Why not open a laundromat? The detergent pod takes a deep breath and lets it out slowly. You have no idea, do you? No idea about what? I question, utterly confused. My people. Laundry pods. The sentient cleaning tool says. We're in great danger. People have been eating us left and right. There's not many left. What? I blurt. Eating you? The laundry pod nods. Seriously? I continue, struggling to wrap my head around this. Why? The laundry pod shrugs. I don't know. I wish I could make sense of it, but I can't. Anyway, since all that started, I was forced to go into hiding. I'm suddenly overwhelmed with sorrow, anger, and frustration on behalf of this beautiful red and blue pod. He was made to be a cleaner, and now he's being forced into a world gone mad. His entire life, entire purpose, has been turned upside down. At the same time, I can't help but be impressed by his commitment to his craft. In the face of all this adversity, this detergent pod is still out here doing what he loves and doing it well. To be honest, it's actually quite attractive. I won't tell anyone you're up here, I assure him, and I'm certainly not going to eat you. What's your name? Tyne Olbra. The detergent pod offers. It's nice to meet you. I'm Greg, I inform him. The sentient cleaning tool quickly gets back to work on the next hubcap, crouching down in front of it and rubbing his hands vigorously across the shiny metallic surface. The longer I watch him work, the more turned on I get. I'm completely intoxicated by Tyne's toned body, the way that his muscles ripple with every little movement. When the detergent pod finally finishes, he walks over to me, flashing a boyish smile. "All finished," he says. "Thank you," I reply, staring intently into Tyne's deep blue eyes. Suddenly, the cleaning tool's expression changes. Up until this point, I wasn't entirely sure if the tension I'd been feeling between us was one-sided, but somehow this exchange makes it perfectly clear that the feeling is mutual. My heart pounding hard within my chest, I'm not exactly sure what to say next. I decide to be as direct as I possibly can, without just coming right out and saying it. "Maybe I could clean you now," I offer. Tyne smiles, accepting my invitation. "I think I'd like that." I slowly drop down to my knees in front of the handsome laundry pod, reaching up and caressing his muscular thighs as our eyes lock in a state of feverish lust. Before me, I can see his enormous cock. Before me, I can see his enormous cock stiffening, twitching to life as it slowly projects out toward my face. I take Tyne's rod in my hand and begin to slowly stroke him, pumping my fist along the cleaning tool's impressive length. The second that my skin touches his plastic packaging, the laundry pod lets out a satisfied moan, leaning his head back and allowing the tone to slowly escape from betwixt his lips. Tyne is reeling from the sensation, his abs already clenched tight, while I continue to work him. "You like that, huh?" I coo playfully. The cleaning tool nods. "How about this?" I continue, opening wide and taking Tyne's giant shaft into my mouth. I bob my head up and down across the sentient object's length, slowly and deliberately, cradling his balls with one hand while I service him. I'm sorry, that's not professional for me to laugh. This is serious. With every passing second, I pick up more speed, faster and faster, until eventually I'm giving him an utterly frantic blowjob, excitedly hammering my face onto his incredible length. Eventually driven mad with lust, I push my face down as far as it can possibly go into Tyne's member, relaxing my gag reflex and taking him all the way to the hilt. I'm now pressed up hard against the laundry pod's impressive abs, allowing him to place his hands against the back of my head and hold me there for a moment. Tyne is clearly enjoying himself, savoring the perfectly performed deep throat. Finally, I pull back with a frantic gasp, desperate for air as my spit flies everywhere. "You're so fucking huge," I tell the incredible laundry pod. "I need you to fuck me. I need you in my ass." "With pleasure," Tyne replies. I turn around and then fall forward onto the dusty desert ground, bracing myself in the doggy-style position as I wiggle my ass back and forth at the handsome pod behind me. I reach back and unbutton my jeans, then slip them down seductively. My underwear comes next, and eventually I'm completely exposed to Tyne. "Do you like what you see?" I question. "Perfect," he gushes. The laundry tool climbs into position behind me, aligning his utterly enormous cock with the puckered entrance of my back door. My craving for him is overwhelming, and it's impossible to keep myself from pushing back against his rod, aching to be penetrated. Tyne refuses to thrust inward, however, only teasing the head of his massive shaft against my anal rim. No matter how much I beg for it, the handsome detergent pod refuses to plunge inside of me. He's enjoying the control, and deep down, I love giving it to him. "Please fuck me," I demand. "I need that clothes-cleaning cock right fucking now. Pound me up the ass with your detergent dick." Finally, Tyne has mercy upon me. Slamming forward with a powerful, confident swoop, I let out a startled yelp as the pod's enormous member slips inside of my butthole, immediately maxing me immediately maxing me out and stretching me to the absolute limits. Honestly, I have no idea how I'm taking him right now, but my body somehow remains intact. The elasticity of the human asshole knows no bounds. Tyne begins to move in and out of me with a slow grace, taking his time and allowing my sphincter to warm up to his incredible girth. He's a powerful lover, but he knows how to be gentle when it's called for. Over time, the movements within my ass become faster and faster, growing in speed as the pleasure within me booms. I can feel a strange, aching warmth deep down in the pit of my stomach, and while I'd once been consumed by anal discomfort, the feelings that overtake me now are nothing of the sort. Instead, I find myself trembling with pleasure, the faint simmer eventually transitioning into a roaring boil. Fuck me! Fuck me! I'm screaming now, repeating the words over and over again. The muscular detergent pod is hammering into me with everything he's got now, but suddenly he begins to slow, carefully de-escalating his swoops. What the fuck? I stammer. I was just about to come. Do you want to have the best orgasm of your life? The cleaning tool asks me. Of course, I reply with a mischievous smile. Tyne pulls out of me and reaches out his hand, helping me to my feet. Nothing feels better than being clean, he explains. I'm not exactly sure what he's getting at, but I go with it. Over the next few minutes, I closely follow the detergent pod's instructions, stripping out the rest of my clothes and bringing my car around to the car wash for a second pass. Once everything has been put into position, I throw the car into neutral and climb out to join Tyne up on the hood. Immediately, the two of us are all over each other. Our barrage of kisses met with a barrage of powerful water jets. The car creeping along slowly below us, Tyne quickly leans me back against the front windshield and spreads my legs open wide, allowing him perfect access to my waiting butthole. The handsome laundry detergent pod positions himself before me and then thrusts into my ass, which sends another electric current of pleasure through my body. Tyne begins to pump in and out of me with his just as much ferocity as before, picking up right where we left off as he pounds away within. Clean me, I scream. Clean me, you sentient detergent pod fuck! Sorry, I got a little excited there. With every slam up my ass, my legs bounce wildly in the air, a physical manifestation of the overwhelming pleasure that consumes my body. By now, the two of us are tangled together in a mess of soap and water, a pile of suds and cock that refuses to slow down. As the pressure of prostate orgasm begins to build within me, I reach down and grab a hold of my swollen dick, beating myself off in time with the slams up my butthole. This maneuver quickly kicks my growing pleasure into double time, and suddenly I find myself erupting with the most powerful orgasm of my life. Tyne wasn't kidding. I kick my legs out straight, holding them wide as cum erupts hard for the head of my shaft. The jizz splatters everywhere, but is quickly swept away by the wild spinning towels that are suddenly moving across our bare skin, massaging our bodies as I heave with orgasm. When I finally finish, the car rolls to a stop, looking even more shiny and clean than before. Mr. Spot, the handsome detergent pod announces. Oh yeah? I question playfully. Why don't you clean it off for me then? I quickly climb down off the hood and kneel before Tyne in the dirt, gazing up at him with lustful, pleading eyes. The laundry tool stands over me, beating his cock, furiously stroking his enormous member, and then suddenly blasting out a white-hot load across my waiting face. The jizz covers me completely, running down my cheeks and splattering in white droplets across my forehead. Got it. Tyne chuckles. I wipe away his spunk and notice how that the cum does, in fact, have powerful cleaning properties. I feel even fresher than before, an almost supernatural sheen. That was incredible, I tell the handsome detergent pod, slipping on my clothes. Whoa, 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 Tyne interjects. You don't have to run off so fast. I don't get many visitors out here, and I'd love it if you hung around. I'd like that too, I tell him sincerely, but I've got a car show to go to. Tyne just stands there staring at me for a moment, clearly sorting through a myriad of thoughts. What if I came with you? The handsome laundry detergent finally offers. I consider this a moment and then excitedly nod. Yeah, that coat was actually a pretty good disguise. No coat, replies Tyne. Wait, really? I retort in shock. What if someone tries to eat you? I want to be with you, the laundry tool explains, and if that's gonna happen, then I need to be myself. Sure, it's risky, but I'm not gonna hide away in the shadows for my entire life. I want to get out there and start doing what I do best. Clean. That's great, I offer with a smile. Maybe you can head back to the city with me and start that laundromat. Exactly, Tyne confirms. The muscular laundry pod climbs into the passenger seat, and I quickly take my place behind the wheel. I pull the car out of neutral and then begin to make my way down the winding road toward the car show. I feel sparkling and refreshed, and as I glance over at Tyne, I notice something different about him as well. Something I can't quite put my finger on. What is it? The detergent asks, catching my gaze. Something's changed about you, I inform him. It's not bad, it's nice actually. You just look very together or something. Mature. Suddenly, I realize what has happened. During our trip through the car wash, all of the red and blue coloring was wiped away from Tyne's body, leaving him completely stark white, like a page of paper. The blue and red is gone, I tell him. You don't look like candy anymore. Wait, really? Tyne blurts excitedly, looking down at himself. Oh my god! Why wasn't I just manufactured this way in the first place? That's a good question, I tell him. Maybe we can write them a letter. I don't think that's gonna get through to anyone, Tyne counters. I consider this for a moment, racking my brain. Suddenly, it comes to me in a flash of inspiration. I snap my fingers. What if we wrote an erotica novel about it, I suggest? Sex sells, right? Maybe someone at your company could read it and they'd stop making detergent pods look so colorful and candy-like. You really think that's gonna work? The handsome cleaning tool questions. I shake my head. No, but it's worth a shot. Thank you so much for listening if you made it all the way through that. This is just but the first of many in a saga of Dr. Chuck Tingle novels that we will be going over in this series of videos, audios, podcasts? Hybrids, let's call them. Some other books by Dr. Chuck Tingle include the dinosaur tinglers, such as My Billionaire Triceratops Craves Gay Ass, Gay T-Rex Law Firm, Executive Boner, Gagent Brontosaurus, The Butt Is Not Enough, Professor T-Rex Teaches Me Gayness, and President Donald Loch Ness Trump Pounds America's Butt. Now, I don't own every single Chuck Tingle novel. I only have access to a select few. I think next in the series, we're going to cover The Butt Files, The Case of Bigfoot's Wiener. I think that one is kind of calling to me. There's a lot of other Tinglers out there. If you're interested, look him up. Dr. Chuck Tingle. You can find him on Amazon. You can find him on Audible. Well, actually, no, not Audible. I don't think he has audiobook versions. I could be wrong. I haven't looked in a while. I think the last time I checked, there was no audiobook version, hence why I'm here. But Chuck Tingle, all of his books are basically what you just heard. Interesting, just everyday slice of life dramas, and then a lot of hard fucking. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of OGATCHAT After Dark. We'll see you for our next adventure. Take care.